Every human being walks through life carrying two versions of themselves, the one the world sees and the one that exists beneath the noise. Finding your true self is not about becoming something new. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. Stoicism, the ancient philosophy of resilience and wisdom, reminds us that our real self is not something we must create, but something we must uncover. It is hidden beneath layers of fear, conditioning, and the false identities we wear to please others. To find it, we must unlearn everything the world taught us to value and rediscover what the soul truly needs. This lesson is a guide, not to change who you are, but to help you return to yourself, to the version of you that lives in truth, courage, and serenity, the version that cannot be shaken by the chaos of life. Now let's dive in deeper. Step 1. Silence the noise of the world. Finding your real self begins with silence, not the silence of an empty room, but the silence of a quiet mind. In the modern world, we are surrounded by noise, voices that tell us who to be, what to want, and how to live. We scroll through the lives of others, measuring our worth through their reflections. But the self cannot be found in comparison. It can only be heard in stillness. So begin your search by withdrawing from the constant noise. Sit in silence for a few minutes each day and listen, not to music, not to people, but to yourself. Ask questions that pierce the surface of your identity. Who am I when no one is watching? What values would I live by if I had no fear of judgment? What gives me peace, even when the world is against me? The answers may not come at once, but they will surely come. Because your soul is always speaking, you just have to stop long enough to listen. Step 2. Observe without absorbing. One of the greatest reasons we lose ourselves is because we absorb everything around us, people's opinions, moods, and fears, until we forget which thoughts are truly ours. To observe without absorbing means to maintain your inner stillness no matter what surrounds you. When people criticize you, observe it, but don't take it personally. When fear arises, watch it, but don't let it define your choices. When anger burns, notice it, but don't let it control your tongue. This discipline of detachment doesn't make you cold, it makes you free. Because the moment you can watch your thoughts instead of being ruled by them, you begin to meet your real self, the self that is constant beneath every storm. Step 3. Accept impermanence. We lose ourselves when we cling to what is temporary: youth, status, possessions, relationships, forgetting that all things change. But when you embrace impermanence, you stop resisting life's flow. You stop chasing eternity in temporary things and begin living fully in the moment. Your real self is not the roles you play or the titles you hold. It is the part of you that remains untouched when everything external is stripped away. When you learn to let go of control, of ego, of attachment, you don't lose yourself. To find yourself, you must accept the art of imperfection, because your true self needs nothing to exist. It is complete in its own being. Step 4. Cultivate the courage to be authentic. Finding your real self requires tremendous courage, because it means walking away from everything false. It means letting go of who you think you should be, to become who you truly are. You see, society rewards conformity, not authenticity, but the Stoic lives by truth, not popularity. Seneca said, "The man who follows the crowd will go no further than the crowd. The man who walks alone will likely find himself in places no one has ever been." To find your real self, you must dare to be misunderstood. You must have the strength to say no when everyone else says yes, and the humility to admit "I don't know" when others pretend they do. You must have the courage to live life on principle, not performance. Because the real self is not built on applause, it is built on authenticity. Remember, When your values are clear, your decisions become simple. When your integrity is strong, chaos loses its power over you. To find your real self, anchor your life in virtues that do not depend on external rewards. The wisdom to see what truly matters. The courage to do what is right even when it costs you. The justice to treat others with fairness and respect. The temperance to control your desires and not be enslaved by them. Because integrity is who you are when the world isn't looking.